My name is Brittany Brockway, and I'm going to be covering the topic of malnutrition in Niger. A little bit about the country itself. It's about 2 times the size of Texas, with most of its land being deserts and plains and sand dunes. The weather there is typically hot and dry, and only 35% of the land can be used for agricultural needs. About 59.5% of the people in Niger are living in poverty, and that's surviving on less than $1 a day. A typical family consists of about 7 people on average. Malnutrition typically affects children. The rate of malnutrition in 5 years of age and younger is about 17%, and every day 25,000 people die from malnutrition. There are 3 main causes for malnutrition in Niger, and that is limited access to health services, limited access to food, and limited access to fresh water. Only about 40% of the population has access to fresh water. So there are a few volunteer groups that have helped in Niger. The French Red Cross has been involved since 1998, and they're working with the Ministry of Health to train those staff members in Niger to help treat malnourished children. The French Red Cross has trained the Niger Red Cross to monitor children from the ages of 0 to 3 years to help combat malnutrition in this country. One of the main ways that they are determining malnutrition in this country is using the middle upper arm circumference, or the MUAC, and what they do is they measure the children's circumference, and based upon those numbers they determine how healthy they are and if they're receiving adequate nutrition. If the child's arm measures under 125 millimeters, they are then referred to an IHC, or an International Health Consultancy, for further evaluation. For children that are moderately malnourished, they are given vitamin A, folic acid, and benzidol. For children that are severely malnourished, they are given plumpy nut bars. These bars are high energy peanut based, and they were invented by a French pediatrician. The ingredients in the plumpy nut bars are skim milk, powder, sugar, vegetable fat, vitamins, and minerals. After the bar has been opened, it does not have to be refrigerated or cooked. It will last for several days, and children do not need any liquid to help swallow this bar. So my idea for helping combat malnutrition in Niger is to build greenhouses. I came up with this idea after watching the movie The Martian with Matt Damon, and he was stuck on Mars, and the land source in Mars is very similar to the land source in Niger. It's hot, there's little water, if any water at all. It's mostly sand, and it's nearly impossible to grow anything there. So I thought greenhouses would be beneficial to this country because that's what he built when he was on Mars. The materials for the greenhouses would come from animal and human byproducts, and we could ship volunteer groups to help build those greenhouses. And those volunteer groups could be mission groups from churches, FFA members from the United States or other first world countries. Even our military could possibly be involved with this. So how does a greenhouse work? Basically what happens is the light comes from the sun, and it's converted into thermal energy when it's passing through the glass or the plastic of the greenhouse. And the heat builds up within the greenhouse, and this allows the plants to grow to their fullest potential while being protected inside from excessive heat, flooding, rain, animals who may possibly eat the plants, people who may be walking or trampling over them. They're all protected inside of this greenhouse, and the water can come from a natural water source. There are 14 rivers in Niger. So I went ahead and provided this link. This is the link to the trailer for The Martian, the movie that I was referring to with Matt Damon. Like I said, he built a greenhouse on Mars to help supply food for him to survive on until he was rescued. And I believe that the same method could be used in Niger to help combat malnutrition. Thank you.